Hello and welcome to Community Reports on Channels Television. Wondering what I'm doing outside the studios? Well, I'll tell you. If you've noticed, most states of the Federation have a password or a payoff word when such state is introduced. For instance, Edo State says it is the Big Heart. Imo State, for instance, is known to be the Eastern Heartland. Here in Lagos, it's been described as a state with aquatic splendor, and that's why we're here. We're talking about community of commuters who daily ferry themselves, move from one part of Lagos to another using the inland waterways. And that's what we're about to experience on this week's edition of Community Report. I'll be going on one of those ferry rides from one part of the Lagos Island to the mainland, and that will be done in just 7 minutes. Welcome on board. While we enjoy the cool sea breeze and boat ride across the water, sandwiching two ends of the state, let's peep for a moment into the situation on land as it affects vehicular movement. Most Lagosians who move daily across the various parts of Lagos have become very strategic in their mappings and planning, just in a bid to avoid traffic gridlock, a situation which seems to defy all forms of solutions.
I spent 6 hours to journey from Ikorodu just down to Friday here, a journey of 20 minutes caused by what I don't know. As I'm going back to Ikorodu now, if you go down Ikorodu Road now, Friday from Jibo end down here, it's crazy.
In many cases, most Lagosians would not want to be caught on the Lagos Island from 4 p.m. for fear of getting stuck in the popular Third Mainland Bridge traffic snare. Considered the 6th largest city and one of the most rapidly urbanizing metropolitan areas of the world, with a population of over 20 million inhabitants and an annual growth rate of nearly 6%, Lagos State is one of the world's mega cities. This rapid urbanization and exploding population, combined with the poorly executed development plans and poor infrastructure, is one of the major reasons for the numerous transportation problems and continuous traffic gridlock in most parts of the state.
With the institution of the bus reform program, and as a state that constantly researches into issues bordering on the safety of the people, we embarked on an extensive review and harmonization of observed areas of overlaps, conflicts, and ambiguities in all laws in the transport sector. This culminated in the passing by the State House of Assembly in a law to consolidate all laws relating to the development and management of a sustainable transport system in Lagos State.
The absence of effective rail and water mass transit system and the over-reliance on road-based transportation system has contributed to the number of road accidents recorded, increasing rates of traffic-related emissions and atmospheric pollution. Lagos is a city-state regarded as the economic and commercial capital of Nigeria. It has a total area of 3,577.28 square kilometers, of which 779.56 square kilometers, representing about 22%, is wetland, and a population density of 6,515 persons per square kilometers. There are about 2,600 kilometers of roads in Lagos that are frequently congested, with over 1 million vehicles plying the roads on a daily basis, and this according to the African Association of Public Transport 2010. Estimated population growth do not favor the road transportation considering current circumstances. So while government continue to tackle the gridlock, this is a viable alternative to commute. Water transportation, and it is getting busy. A case in point is the Ikorodu axis, where a growing population live but work or do business on the island. A handful of investors have taken advantage of the water to create a connection to the island. Some residents drive to the ferry station, park their cars and travel on water to the island.
We have different routes, but one ticket. If you are going to CMS Ebutero, there is a boat designated for that. If you are going to via Ikoyi, there is also a boat designated for that. In the morning, the first boat leaves every 6:15 in the morning, depending on the weather. If the weather is not friendly, we don't move until we are sure that the weather is okay to move. Every morning, every 6:15. So the passenger, they come in, park, and board the boat. It's the same thing in the evening. We start operation from 3:30 because mostly people will take on island. They are either bankers, oil workers, and we have that is the corporate passenger, and we also have the market women as well. So we start moving them from 6:30. I'm sorry, from 3:30 down to 6:30. That is when we close operation in the evening.
While safety raises some concern and phobia, the operators carry out their business under the watchful eyes of both the federal and state government.
Actually, it's the phobia that many Nigerians, or Africans, let me say Africans, have for water transportation. Everybody is afraid. And whereas, when you look at the accident rate in a year, how many accidents you will record on water transportation? Most of the time, just very, very minimal. Whereas, when you go to road transportation, when you want to compare it, almost every hour, almost every day, you record fatal accidents. And it's unfortunate that I still have to go back to government, that if the enlightenment is there, many passengers will be encouraged to go by road.
That is how I used to be afraid before, until the very first day I tested it. I look at it as one of the best. Going through Waterways is the best. Going back to Ikorodu, I'll still go through Waterway. Under 30 minutes, I'm already in Ikorodu without struggling on traffic.